We are live. Merry New Year. It is 2021 and we are back with some more health information. You thought we was left in 2020? If you thought we was left in 2020, you have sadly mistaken because Mind Your Body and Soul, the Healthy Podcast, we ain't going nowhere. I want to welcome y'all back to another episode. I am Joseph Ward, and I am graciously joined by Mr. Mathias Sweet and Miss Alana Steaple. What's up, y'all? How y'all doing? Happy New
All
Year!
right. Happy New Year. Happy New
Happy
Year.
New Year! I'm excited for what we have going on here at Neighborhood in the New Year. Just overall, I'm just excited for life. And man, I ain't talked to y'all on the podcast since last year.
That was just the other week, Joe.
So long, just last year, last year.
I know. It's the new year, new beginnings, new everything.
That's right.
Right.
A chance for us to get out the information that will help make a positive impact in someone or someone's life. So this is awesome. Awesome.
All y'all out there in podcast land, if y'all down with being healthy, y'all raise the roof. We bringing raise the roof back. Raise the roof if you down with being healthy. So
look. It's hard. I gotta hold that good eye open to make sure that I can get to it, because the struggle is real. We be tired.
Right.
We still gotta make that time for that stuff we gotta do.
There you go, because we love what we do. So,
That's right.
So remember, Mind Your Body and Soul, the Healthy Podcast is an educational podcast that focuses on all things health related to help our listeners learn more about various health topics and information they may or may not have access to. We seek to inform, empower, uplift, and mobilize our listeners to become the healthiest versions of themselves. And we do our best to get our podcasts out every Wednesday. Sometimes you're going to get them on Thursday because life be happening. We real busy, but we're going to make sure we get our podcasts out around every Wednesday of every week. Make sure you check out our website at www.nmcpodcast.com and check out our parent website, www.neighborhoodmedicalcenter.org. Remember, we are available on multiple podcast outlets. Of course, our website, nmcpodcast.com. We're available on YouTube, so make sure you subscribe, like, comment, and subscribe, because they got them algorithms. And if you like the video and you comment and you subscribe and you share it, more people can see it and more people can get this information. So we're on YouTube, Neighborhood Medical Center YouTube. Subscribe to it. We're on Anchor, Breaker, Radio Public, Pocket Cast, Spotify, and Google Podcasts. We are out here in this podcast verse, so check us out because we got what you need. All right.
Check us out. Check us out.
There you go. So what's interesting about this show today is what's one of the things that people usually do health-wise at the beginning of the year? Every year.
Work out. I got to get my gym membership.
Right. Now, before you work out and before you get your gym membership, you should be doing what? Setting what?
Goals.
Right.
But you need to set achievable goals, not just the goal.
Right.
That's what people go wrong with, Joe. You
set
that goal and be like, I got a goal. But you ain't set that achievable goal.
That's right. And losing 50 pounds in 1 month is not an achievable goal.
Right.
It's not. Let's just call a spade a spade.
Now, Miss Steeple, that might be a good goal, though, if it could really happen. But then I'll be already somebody fine instead of being where I needed to be at summertime.
That's right. That's right.
So today we're focusing on setting smart health goals for the 2021.
That's right.
All right. So remember, SMART stands for specific, measurable, attainable, realistic, and timely.
Look at you.
I knew that.
All right. Go, Joe. Go.
I knew it.
One thing, your first goal, and this is coming from me as a provider, should be to have, before you start any exercise program, is to visit with your provider.
Yeah.
You don't want to start something that is going to challenge you, right? Without first talking to your healthcare provider. That's the first thing. Make that your first goal. The goal is what? To visit my
Visit my
healthcare
healthcare
provider.
provider.
So you telling me at the beginning of the year, we supposed to be jam-packed busy with people trying to get themselves together and get right?
Well,
To the gym.
So we need to
yeah,
call these patients and be like, hey, we ain't seen you since last year. Where you at?
that's right. That's
I
right.
know I seen you December 31st, but it was last year.
But still,
That's
that
what the
was-
patient told me this morning, Miss Steeple.
What'd they tell you?
You remember he called, he said,
Ah,
why can't I see Miss Steeple? I ain't seen her since last year. And I was like, you just seen her last week. He was like, that was last year. So you kind of right. You kind of right. Maybe we do need to call the people and be like, hey, we ain't seen you since last year. You coming in?
well, let me tell you why. Because ultimately, if they start an exercise program that is not to their medical advantage, we're going to see them, but it's going to be on the negative end. It's going to be because of a pull muscle, or they were exercising and their blood sugars got out of whack, or that it's going to be something that's possibly negative. So that's why, hey, listen, start with your healthcare provider first. Remember, we're the foundation, Neighborhood Medical Center. We're the foundation. Start with us and then build up from there.
Right, right. And that's, like you said, that's a part of the goal setting smart goals. And we want to make sure we focus on goal setting, because a lot of times people will start, it's early January. So if you work in the gym, or you even if you work out on the regular, you already know the gym is going to be jam packed between January 1st and like February 14th.
That's right.
The gym
That's
gonna
right.
be jam packed, and after February 14th, after Valentine's Day, the gym goes back to regular,
That's
meaning
right.
it drops half of capacity, because most people, they don't have goals set, like realistic goals or smart goals set. They're like, hey, I wanna lose weight. Well, how much you want to lose? I want to lose 20 pounds. Well, why you want to lose 20 pounds? Somebody else said it on Instagram or something like that. And so, but also with that, like when it comes to goal setting, is first meeting with your healthcare provider, but also being realistic about
That's
what
right.
you're doing.
That's
Are
right.
you a person who may need a trainer?
That's right. That's right. That's right.
Motivation factors.
That's right.
Because, you
That's
know, a lot of times, like when I got into the gym, Joe, I got discouraged. Because you get in there and you got all these heavy machines. And then, you know, the people in the gym ain't too friendly because they're already buff. And you know, a little pleasantly plump. And they look at you like, what, you want me to help you? So
right.
you can really hurt yourself in the gym because you're doing
That's right.
something the wrong way. You can really pull muscles and didn't know you really pulled a muscle till later on. So it is good that you seek out some assistance. I know some of the gyms, they offer, when you get new memberships, a few sessions with a personal trainer. And I like that idea because me, as a person who's pleasantly plump and has been a little larger, I, you know what I'm saying, took those feedbacks from them people, because I need to know what I'm doing. Because if you're expecting somebody in that gym to say, hey, let me help you out, you can hang that up. Them people in there to get it, they work out and go home. And so it's just that expert, you know what I'm saying, the expert to sit there and say, I'm not no expert in workoutology. That's not me. I can tell you how to get there and do that.
And you know, Matthias and Joe, they can actually help you to set measurable goals, to set, to say, hey, listen, I'm going to go to the gym 3 times a week for 1 hour, and I'm going to walk on the treadmill for 30 minutes. That's a measurable goal.
Yeah.
So I agree, Matthias. I think that if you are new to the gym setting, that seek out someone like a personal trainer that can help you.
Now with this, this is my pet peeve with the personal trainer thing. And I'm not trying to say that I am an exercise expert, but coming up in high school and just coming up in my family, my uncle was like he trained football players and he trained weightlifters. So learning about technique and how to exercise from him, and also when I played football, they automatically put us on the weightlifting team. So learning technique, learning how to work out, how to do exercise. But even in that, it's still some exercises that I'm not a master at. So a trainer would come in place. And I'm saying all this because I want people to start checking the background of their personal trainers the same way you're supposed to check
Ah,
the background of like your mechanic or anybody else. Because
very good point. Very good
just
point.
because I lost weight and got myself in shape or change my body doesn't mean I can train you, because I might hurt you. I may not understand proper technique. I may
Right.
not understand certain things when it comes to movements. And so if you're just coming to me and I'm like, well, hey, of course I can help you lose weight. I help me lose weight, but I don't really understand anatomy and physiology. I don't really understand kinesiology or kinesthetics rather, all like the movement of the body and like how different things work within the body. All I know is I lost weight.
But
I'm not
see,
fit to be a trainer.
that's another reason why to visit your healthcare provider, because they will remind you, hey, you have very weak knees, so you might want to stay away from this.
Right.
Or you're diabetic, and so you need a certain amount of calories. So really, really going back and really knowing who you are, just like how Matthias said that he's pleasingly plump, he already knows that he has to that he is not as buffed as another person who's possibly doing the treadmill. So I do like that, Joe. Thank you for saying that about the fact that not every trainer is for everybody. So
Right.
I like
So
that.
if he's pleasantly plump, am I like skillfully skinny or like I'm trying to think of something to rhyme with me with skinny and slim. If he
Look at you trying
pleasantly
to be old mixologist over there with the words.
sensationally skinny.
Sensationally skinny.
Hey,
Sensationally skinny.
It's Steeple. Can you talk about that for real quick? Because that's a myth that a lot of people have. I know me being larger all the time, everybody automatically assumes that I have health issues or whatever because I'm
Right.
large. But can you express to them that, skinny people, they skinny, but they still can have diabetes. They might not
That's
look it, but they can have diabetes. They can have the other things that big people have. Your size with it determine your health.
right,
That's correct. Thank you for saying that, Matthias, because not everyone who is slender has the perfect blood pressure or the perfect cholesterol. You're looking at someone, you have to remember that you're also looking at a person's genetic makeup.
right,
So if you're looking at someone who's tall and thin, you're not seeing the parents that are behind them. So
right.
you're not seeing the tall, thin parents. You're not, and someone who is pleasingly plump. I think the prime example, I don't know if anyone watches this, but it's on TLC. It's
Mm.
called My Fat Fabulous Life. And it's
Yes, with the two
yes.
twins.
And she is very heavy. She's actually 300 pounds. But if you see her move, she actually has, when she was dancing in Greensboro, it was called the Big Girl Fitness. She's more than physically fit, but she weighs over 300 pounds. So the thing is that you really cannot judge a book by its cover.
Right.
That is the one thing that I will say. Don't
Well,
judge a book by its cover. And listen, don't just look at the girl in the tights that has from Fabuletics, because you don't know, you
What
have
about
no idea
Fabuletics?
what's going on. Huh?
What you know about the Fabuletics?
Commercials.
right. So, what do you all think are some of the reasons why people fail at attaining these health goals?
Mm.
Hmm. Well, I think one is that the goal is not set realistically. That's one
Okay.
thing.
Right.
First and foremost.
Two, I think that people don't really know how to achieve those goals. Like if you set out and say, I'm going to lose weight, what works for me might not work for Joe. What works
That's
for me and Joe might not work for Miss Steeple.
that's right.
I just think, and they get discouraged when anybody's ever losing weight. And I mean, like I said, I've been there. I've been through that weight loss journey. I understand. And sometimes I feel like I've been my healthiest when I was bigger, because it's just, that's just my opinion. But when you start trying to lose weight and you get on that scale, you get so discouraged when you feel like you put your all into it, and you get on that scale and that scale says you got bigger. I had to realize in my mind, I'm building muscle.
That's right.
Muscle weighs more than fat. So I can't get discouraged when that scale goes up, because I'm not building more fat, I'm building more muscle, which is kind of, it's kind of catch-22.
It is.
And they see the numbers on that scale, and then people don't understand body, what is it?
Composition.
Water, like the water on the body, like water. That can make you do a difference. You got to sweat. And like a lot of people, they don't understand, you got to sweat to get all your pores open and clean out your pores, and all the dirt on your face that you really don't get out, because how many of y'all really take time to exfoliate, to do the different little things that they need to do to clean out your pores on your face? You got to sweat and get all those toxins out your body. And that's where, sometimes acne and stuff forms from the blackheads and things like that, because you're not cleaning out your pores and things like that. And your skin doesn't have a chance to regenerate and peel off and do all that stuff. The sweat actually helps the body clean itself. Am I right, Ms. Steaple?
And that is correct. That's and sweat actually, believe it or not, is cooling off the body.
Yeah.
But I also want to ask you, Joe, being someone who is slender, what do you hear when you say, "Hey, listen, I have, healthy, I'm setting healthy goals for 2021." What are some of the comments that you hear from people?
The one comment I heard my whole life, they give me that look. For what? You already skinny. And it's like, yeah, but skinny doesn't mean healthy.
That's right.
And I could have a brand of skinny that's skinny because of me being unhealthy.
That's right. That's correct. That's a very good point.
Because I could be malnutrition.
That's correct.
I could be eating once every 3 days.
That's correct. That's correct.
So
have an eating disorder.
Right. But also I could be highly dehydrated.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's a very
we're big on drinking water, but we know a lot of people who's not big on drinking water. So me being thin, like we talked about last show, my dad was telling me about, I have an uncle who's been slim his whole life, but he's always suffered with diabetes. And then there's a gentleman in my neighborhood right now. I'm sure he weighs more than this, but he looked like he weighed between 75 and 90 pounds. I'm sure he weighs more than that, but diabetic.
Uncontrolled blood sugar.
Right. So it's like, that's why I go back to what you were saying, checking with your provider. But when you're setting your goals, you have something to go off of.
That's right.
If your goal is to build muscle, then you'll be able to build it properly. Because it's like, even thinking of this, like I was talking last time, people who want to go vegan, because vegan is trendy now.
Oh, is it? Oh, okay. I'm sorry, I didn't know.
It's very, you don't be on social media like that, but it's veganism is trendy now. So everybody thinks that in order for me to be healthy, I have to be vegan. Now, from my personal journey, what I learned is, no matter what, you still have to have a balanced diet and get all of your nutrients.
That's right.
Your vitamins and nutrients. So luckily, I went to the doctor and found out I had a B12 deficiency at one point. They put me on the B12 pills. I start looking up the different foods that goes into eating B12. So it's in dairy. It's in a lot of dairy, sockeye salmon, beef, and things. I'm not a big fan of dairy, but I'm a big fan of salmon. Eat beef every now and then. So I incorporate beef back into my diet every 1 to 2 weeks. Once every 2 weeks or something like that. But they put me on the pills and things. But imagine me moving forward, not really knowing that information.
That's exactly right.
And understanding now that a lack of B12 can lead to cognitive deficiencies.
That's exactly right. And what a lot of people along that same lines, Joe, is that sometimes you need assistance of let's say like a support group where you have smart, healthy goals that are common amongst several of you. And what a lot of people do not realize is that I have been a member of Weight Watchers.
Yeah.
I can't believe that, but
Right.
For a very, I won't, well, okay, almost 20 years.
They
I
need
have
to
been
put you on a
member of
commercial.
Weight Watchers. I love
You earned a
Weight
commercial.
but they need a before and after picture, Joe. And there's never been a before and after picture where, you know, I lost this much weight and I'm holding my pants out like this. She ain't had that problem. She just do it because she just trying to stay, you know, slim and trim. Or as she like to say,
in the before, look, in the before picture, you put your right hand over your head. In the after picture, you put the left hand. There you go.
But you know, she's just trying to maintain her weight because, you know what I'm saying, even though she's, you know what I'm saying, working on her, she really don't have that much to work on. She's still working on the fact that she wants to stay healthy and remain a certain size, especially that she's getting younger. We're not going to say older.
Thank you, Mathias.
Younger and more mature.
Thank you.
I
like that.
She's trying to maintain that weight because she doesn't do all that moving around like she used to do when she was just a wee baby.
Yeah, yeah.
So, but I got a question though, Miss Steeple.
I love that. Yes.
So you go to the doctor and they put you in that little thing where they say you're healthy, you're obese, you're morbidly obese, according to your weight and height scale.
Yeah,
that kind of gets you depressed and you know what I'm saying, sitting there because, you know, you really can't help that, you know, you're only 4'4" or 5'5", and you just happen to be a little bit more plumper than the rest of the people.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? But does that really mean that you're really out of weight or that you're morbidly obese? Because that could be kind of discouraging if you don't have a provider that explains it. The provider could just say, I've been to provider, and they'd be like, oh, well, you're morbidly obese. Yeah, but I'm healthy and I'm still doing, and I can still run and move.
That's right. It's just like Shaq. Shaq, if you look at his body mass index, which is
that's what it's called.
Weight, body mass index, or your BMI, you know, you look at someone like Shaq and you see that he is an elite athlete. But if you look at his BMI, he's considered morbidly obese. So you really have to sit down and have that really good conversation with your provider. Maybe they say you're morbidly obese. Hey, but did I tell you that I do triathlons and that I lift weights, you know, twice a week? You kind of sort of have to let them know, hey, listen, I'm not just sitting around eating, you know, chocolate candy all day. I am moving. So maybe that body mass index score is just a little off kilter. That's where the communication comes in. And this is what I also say, Joe and Mathias. We treat the patient, not the numbers.
Right.
Not the numbers. You know, some people are ruled by the scale.
Right.
And let the scale rule you.
Also with
that is true though, because like I say, when you get on that scale and you be like, oh my God, I feel like I'm overweight. What happened?
Well, see, that's the thing though. That's the thing. So like she was saying, the two athletes that come to mind, Serena Williams and Aaron Donald.
Oh yeah.
Okay. So Aaron Donald is like 6'1", 290, maybe 300. Aaron's stomach flatter than mine. He's almost, even like you're saying, Shaq at his most optimal health. Shaq had a small percentage of body fat on him at his optimal health. Serena Williams weighs about 220 pounds.
Oh, are you serious?
She weighs about 220.
She don't look it.
Right, because
behind.
It's all
that, but I mean that's the normal function.
But if you put Serena Williams on the BMI scale, she could be seen as obese on the BMI scale. But when you
Yeah.
look at her, you're like, ain't no fat on you. But it's muscle. So
But that's like I said, muscle weighs more than fat, and
right,
so that is a discriminant. Even like when you see them real ripped up muscle people that got them six and them arms bulging out, everybody want their arm to bulge. I kind of got a secret little thing. Once in a while, one day that arm gonna be like this. I'll be like, I can't pull this shirt. One day, Joe, it ain't happening. I don't even see nothing but your face on the camera. You ain't even showing us your arm. But those are the things that you want to wear. Is that tight fit you walk around like may make it feel real swole. But you know what I'm saying? They actually weigh healthier, but they still consider when you go to the doctor to be overweight. And so that's a little confusing to a lot of people as well, because you're trying to be in a certain, the doctor's trying to put you in a box. And I don't like labels and boxes. So it's just like, because everybody who's in that box isn't always healthy either.
That's right. That's right. That's right. And if you really stop to think about it, that's why when you make your goals for 2021, look at the long range. You can look at the short, but the short sometimes makes people anxious, because if that date comes up on you and I haven't built up enough endurance to walk 3 miles, they get anxious, and what do? They quit. They go, no point. I'm never going to make it.
But
Miss People, for those people, I just want to tell them, if they're listening out there, small. Like, don't even make it seem like it's exercise. Go to the mall. You can walk around the mall and walk. Just get that consistent walking. And you know what?
That's right.
Girl, let me sit down. You might sit down by the cookie shop and be like, I'm going to have a cookie. But you know what? It's okay, because you're doing the process. And that's what we want people to understand. It's going to be small, attainable goals. My goal, if I weigh 500 pounds, is not to be, I'm going to walk 5 miles. That's unattainable.
Right.
Because my body is going to wear out before I hit that 5 miles.
That's understanding your body type.
Right. And stop pushing yourself too hard, because you don't want to push too hard. Because let me tell you, when you get in that gym and you start moving them muscles, day 3, it's going to tell you, I can't move. I can't get up these stairs. I don't even want to bathe. I just want to lay here.
You're gonna get the soreness, but it's like being realistic about yourself. So we live in a day and time where social media really dictates a lot of people's images of what they think is beautiful, or what they think they should look like.
That's
so
right.
You may have one body type and is admiring somebody else with another body type, who might be secretly admiring you with your body type, but you don't really know.
That's right.
But you're looking at them, you're like, oh man, I wish I looked like that. Is it realistic that you would look like that? Like,
that's right.
I could want to be 200 pounds. Okay, all right. I could want all I want to, but it wouldn't be in my best health for me to be 200 pounds.
That's exactly.
Because sometimes you can lose too much weight and still be unhealthy.
That's right.
So
that's right.
How realistic is your health goal? Also, it's being measurable and timeliness. So taking small steps, like Mathias was saying. All right, if you have a goal of 20 pounds, you're not trying to lose 20 pounds in a week.
Right.
You want to lose that.
That's not healthy.
That's not healthy.
And then, because a lot of times people will be losing water weight, and then when you really go back to consuming liquids, you put the weight back on, and you keep in a cycle of just.
But then also it all depends on the time of day that you weigh yourself. They always say, to weigh yourself early in the morning before you do anything else. Take all your clothes off and then step on the scale. But you also have to remember that throughout the day, if you eat lunch, your fingers might get a little tight, that ring might get tighter, or your shoes, your feet swell during the day because of all the walking and all the dependent sitting. So there really is so much to factor in that people do not think about when they're doing these New Year's resolutions when it comes down to their health.
Yeah.
As you could tell just from listening to our conversation, so many things factor in. It's not as clean cut as what people think it is.
Right. And I think setting New Year's resolution, it became a trend. It became the thing. At the beginning of the year, you're supposed to set New Year's resolutions. Now, it's a bit more practical, even though people still have their vision boards and things. But look, you can set all the vision boards.
Mm-hmm.
You can set all the goals you want, have all the resolutions. But remember, the biggest thing is to have the correct mindset and take consistent action.
That's right. That's right. That's an excellent idea. I like that. Have the right mindset and have consistent action. I love that.
Think about you have to think about factoring those days where, let's say, the night before you got to bed late, then you wake up and you rushing, you get to work, and it's one of them days where they got the butter out the duck that day, right?
That's a lot of days over here now.
Right?
Over there, they get the butter from the duck.
So around 4:30, 5 o'clock, you like, man, shoot, I don't want to go to the gym. I want to go home. But you have to remind yourself why you are doing this and have your different mindset things that can help get you back on track, just to realizing why you need to go to this gym, or even if it's not going to the gym, whatever type of exercise that you're going to do.
That's right.
All you need is at least 30 minutes of exercise a day.
And I tell people all the time, you know what? You don't have to spend money on a gym. Buy yourself a good pair of socks, have your tennis shoes, and get walking. Capital Health Plan, when they were developing Cascades Park, Capital Health Plan put in $500,000 for the walking trails at Cascades Park. Use them. Buy yourself.
I actually like walking at Cascade, believe it or not, Miss. Like it's a great place to walk. I walk a lot at night because it's cooler, and plus I work crazy hours. So, you know what I'm saying, I have to walk when I can get it in. But I might not want to get out there and walk, but by the time I finish and do what I'm supposed to do, I feel 10 times better.
Yes.
Then I go home and I go to bed and I sleep better. I find myself, waking up with more energy because I get to get all those toxins, and it's a time for you to decompress.
Yes.
What I'm saying? It's putting on those headphones and listening to music, your favorite song, or even listen to the neighborhood podcast, because we good like that. We're good listeners while you work out. So just like having those type of things to help you relax. It's a kind of way I was talking to my friend about the Reiki stuff, Joe. And you have to really like push yourself out, get all the bad thoughts out your mind. Go ahead and clear your thoughts for the day, relax, wind down. That's what a lot of people don't never get to do because we're busy, especially even during the pandemic. You got to work, you got to do this, take care of this, take care of this. Next thing you know, you just fall out. You don't take that time to process your body and process for the day.
Turn your mind off. Mm-hmm. And the thing is that, remember, we're not just a physical being. We are mental, we are emotional. There is so much that factors. So even a goal where you're going to, I don't know, do meditation for 5 minutes, practice meditation. That's helping with your mental physical fitness. Mental fitness.
Well, people have to understand the benefit of mindfulness. And it's just me, but I'm more of a fan of the traditional Eastern mindfulness techniques because it seems as if the more westernized versions, they want to entertain everything up. And mindfulness doesn't need to be entertaining.
No, it doesn't. It doesn't.
And not knocking nobody, but when I see like trap yoga, that's like an oxymoron. That's like bathing with dirt. It doesn't
bathing with dirt.
Right. Because the purpose of yoga is to release, relax, and become mindful and concentrate on stuff within. Trap yoga, that's a contradiction because you got all this negative music with these negative kind of, because trap is selling drugs.
I've never heard of that. Tell me
Right.
about that trap yoga.
It's basically where they play rap music while
Rap
you
drug
do
dealer
yoga.
music while you do yoga.
Are
But
you
it's
serious?
just as crazy as goat yoga, where they have goats climbing all on you.
Now, I don't know. Then that kind of sound kind of funny.
It is,
With
but it
the baby goats?
right. But
Uh-huh.
it takes away. It basically just negates the purpose of mindfulness.
Oh, I'm sorry, but I'm sorry to sound so ignorant, but
Oh,
I have
oh, no,
never
no,
heard
no,
No,
no.
you good. You look. You got more brain cells than us because you didn't know. It's now
that.
that we just told you, you just lost a half a brain cell. So it's all good. But it's just getting people to understand that when it comes to health, there are certain aspects of health that you can incorporate entertainment
That's
to
right.
help jazz it up. But there are some aspects of health that don't need to be entertained.
No.
And mindfulness is one. Sit your butt down in a quiet space and breathe
Be,
and calm down and be
and
present.
be present. Be present in the moment. Don't look at what's ahead of you. Don't look at what's behind you. Be present in the moment. That is what mindfulness is
Yep.
that you're concentrating on your breathing and being present in that moment and thinking about this is who I am at this time. And so, that's one thing I really do appreciate us doing this podcast is that we have been throwing out there different parts of health, not just the physical, but the mental. We're more than just physical beings. That's
Mind, body, and soul.
my say that again, Joe.
Mind, your body. That's why we named it Mind, Your Body, and Soul, because we want to make sure we tackle things from a holistic perspective.
That's right.
If your mental state is off, your body and your spiritual state gonna be off. If your spiritual state is off, your mental and your physical state gonna be off. You need balance, mind, body, and soul.
There's some.
Like in the song, when you got that glow from the Last Dragon soundtrack, he said to reach the upper level, your mind, body, and soul must be one. All right.
But you know what though? A lot of times I find myself really into like my meditation state. And after I take a shower at night and I get in bed and lay down, you know what I'm saying? Most people say a prayer, whatever. But that's a good time to sit there and really like reflect and think over. And then sometimes in the morning time, if I wake up in time, because I'm not a morning person. I think everybody in the world knows Mathias is not a morning person. I do my best to get there. I get there, but I'm not that morning person. And I don't drink no coffee and I cut out a lot of soda. So it be just, I'll be trying to get there. But like in the morning time, sometime when you sit there and you know what I'm saying, you wake up and you're freshly thinking. Because a lot of times I go to bed and I wake up and I'm like, oh, I need to do this, this, and this, and this.
Right.
I wake up in the morning and it's on my mind. And I'm like, I gotta remember to do this, this, and this, and this. Or some days I'll call Miss Steeple and be like, Miss Steeple, I had it. I don't remember what I was supposed to ask you. And then later on in the day, it just popped back in. But that's part of the time that you can meditate. Or like what I used to do was like when I lived in Panama City, I used to just go sit by the water. Water and the waves crash onto the thing.
Right.
But you can do that on YouTube because I found some great little things on YouTube when I did like ocean sounds and things like that. Just to
killing the
just
YouTube
relax.
meditation music. I kill that YouTube meditation music.
Nice. Well, a lot of people also don't realize that, and you hit on that, Mathias, that sleep is extremely important. Why? Because when you go to sleep, believe it or not, it's restorative. Your body takes out all the trash from that day and it empties, it gets rid of it. Hey, you find yourself getting up in the middle of the night, I gotta go to the restroom. I gotta release my bladder. Your body, sleep is restorative. So if you're one who loves those energy drinks and they just always have to stay up, 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 your body.
And need to drink more water.
That's exactly right. Look, just remember, sleep is restorative.
But you know what though? Don't when you sleep, you kind of lose weight a little bit too. Like it helps break down the process to help you
Well,
It
yeah,
does.
yeah, it helps stabilize the body, help your metabolism kind of
It
work
does.
properly. It helps your whole getting the proper amount of sleep. And now, first of all, let me say this: stop listening to these entrepreneurs who are not health specialists who are telling you not to sleep.
Oh,
Remember, you're listening to a businessman tell you about health. That's not their lane. So they're saying, hey, sleep is for lazy people. No, sleep is for people who trying to live. Because you
oh,
want to be healthy enough to be around to be able to reap the rewards of
are
your
there
work.
people like that, Joe, that
Yes,
are, oh,
it
wow.
was, and it's not as prominent as it used to be, but it was a time where, hey, you can sleep when you're dead.
Oh,
Because it was
You know,
like
that
one
used to be my
motivational.
saying. That used to be my saying really bad. Like, there ain't no time for sleep. I can sleep when I'm
Right,
dead. I gotta keep
right.
going, keep going, keep going.
ah,
Joe, the people gonna realize it. When that body
You're
get
gonna fall out.
tired,
You're
you
gonna
gonna
fall
fall
out.
out and
Look,
sleep.
fall
when
out.
you're dehydrated. So there was a motivational speaker who would say, "I wake up at 3 a.m." So I don't know how anybody else mind work, but my mind work. I want to raise my hand and ask, all right, so what time do you go to bed?
Mm.
Because most people may think, well, shoot, this dude go to bed probably at 12 and wake up at 3. But no, if he going to bed at 3, if he wake up at 3, he going to bed between like 7 and 9.
7 and 9. That's right. That's right. That's right. That's
So
exactly right.
so you have to get your sleep. You have to get quality sleep.
Quality sleep. And really, I have several patients that come to me, oh, Miss Steeple, I just can't sleep. Can I get a sleeping pill? Oh my goodness gracious.
You
Then
come
there's something else that's going on.
right. You
There's
become
something
dependent on that.
maybe physically or mentally. There's actually some reason as to why you're not sleeping. And giving you a pill is not going to help it. We have to get to the bottom of it.
Right.
And so
Right.
I really appreciate this discussion
Yeah.
today about starting off the new year on a healthy note, and also, just combating all of the myths that are out there that surround our health. I didn't know about trap yoga. I got to remember.
See,
We gotta try that. We gonna figure that out. We gonna do that as together.
for something fun. But if you really need yoga to help with your mindfulness, to help center yourself, to help calm down, you
Mhm.
want to go with more traditional forms of yoga. Now, that's all I'm saying. For the health reasons, you want to go with more traditional forms of yoga. If you want the entertainment aspects of working out, do what you do. But if you're looking for the health benefits, you can't cut no corners in health.
Now, what was it that you were saying about YouTube and meditation?
Oh,
They,
so
it,
so there hours and hours and hours of meditation music.
ah,
So if you want to hear like the Tibetan bowls, the chiming bowls, is all
uh-huh.
that. They got like the 432 megahertz and the 532 gigahertz and stuff like that.
You know
Oh,
what? Do that sound again.
It's a we hit the but it's because all you go to YouTube and type in meditation music in the scroll in the search bar and kind of find what you like. Play with it. I've meditated to ocean sounds, rain sounds. The only thing about the rain that made me want to go use the bathroom. But other
Yeah.
than that, like oceans, all type of ohms and all types of stuff I've meditated to. So and it whatever your spiritual path, they got meditations tailored to that.
yeah.
So check it out.
So really, that's another tool that a person can use in helping to reach their health goals. Is that
Yep.
you have apps, you have things online, you have, I mean, got okay. I have to admit, I am a member of the senior center, and they have awesome exercises for those seniors. I mean, if you can't stand up, they have chair exercises. There is no reason as to why we can't make 2021 the year that we get our health in order. if no more than looking at the coronavirus, we have to get ourselves healthy and
yes,
to be around, really.
yes.
And Miss Steeple, one thing that I was looking at before we ended, I just wanted to say, like when you put on music and stuff when you work out, your mind goes into it. Or utilize the TVs at the gym, because once you take your mind off of actually physically working out, you'll be like, I've been on this treadmill for an hour, but I got caught up in Housewives, or I got caught up in the cooking channel. And I mean, I just be working out, and then next thing you know, I get off and my legs feel like noodles because I really forgot I was on there for an hour, and it didn't even seem like it because my mind had switched off and focused on something else instead of really focusing on working out.
That's right. That's right.
So I want to do something a bit different on our closeout. Since we normally drop our shows on Wednesdays, I'll start with you, Mathias. Give a Wednesday wise word.
Wednesday wise word. Wednesday wise word. You got to start with a W?
Nah, it don't. Nah, it just Wednesday wise word sound good because 3 W's in this Wednesday. But nah, your word don't have to be, or whatever you say, your tip don't have to be start with a W.
Well, I mean, right now my mind can only think about it's just safety. Because the reason why I'm saying safety is because we want everybody to protect themselves. This is a pandemic.
That's right.
We're out here, and we're really trying to make sure everybody stays healthy and protected and safe from this coronavirus. So we really want people to stay tuned. Don't really listen to the TV on negativity about people speaking about the virus itself. Seek your information for yourself. And so you need to know the safety. And so just stay safe. And I mean, that's it. Wear your mask, hand sanitizer, gloves, and stop going places. Stop doing all that stuff in these big public places. Just safety. Look at it. The sooner we can actually cooperate and do what we're supposed to do, we can end this virus.
That's right.
And it's just about being safety. I think that's my Wednesday word for the week is safety.
What about you, Mr. Steeple? Your Wednesday wise word?
Perseverance.
Ooh,
because
that's a good one.
Stay the course. If you start something and you see that it's getting harder, hey, listen, you don't have to stop what you're doing, that positive thing. Maybe you just need to adjust. Maybe you need to change course a little bit. But if you made up in your mind that that's what you want to do, is that you want to walk a mile in, I don't know, an hour and 3 times a week, then go ahead and stick with it. It's about perseverance.
Right. Now, I'm going to say your health, the quality of your health depends on you. So
that's right.
If you really want to change your life and improve your health, you have to do the work. It won't happen for you. Nobody else will do it for you. It's nobody else's responsibility but yours. And I'm talking to myself and everybody with this. It's your job to do the work to change your life. And if you don't do that, it's nobody else's fault but yours. Now, I do want to say this. I just came by this. I want to give a big shout out and congratulations to our fellow employee, Dr. Otis Kirksey. He's been named President-elect of Healthcare and Education for the American Diabetes Association Board of Directors. So shout out to
Awesome.
Yes.
Very nice. Congratulations, Dr.
So when y'all see this, y'all go up to Dr. Kirksey and give him a high five. Well, give him a long distance high five for Corona. So
or elbow bump.
Right.
That's right.
That's right.
Remember,
wonderful.
This is the greatest health podcast ever. Mind, your body, and soul. The Healthy Podcast. It's an educational podcast that focuses on all things health related to help our listeners learn more about various health topics and information they may or may not have access to. We seek to inform, empower, uplift, and mobilize our listeners to become the healthiest versions of themselves. And remember, you can check us out on our website at www.nmcpodcast.com. Also, make sure you check out our parent website at www.neighborhoodmedicalcenter.org. Also, remember, we are available on different podcast platforms, which is Anchor, Breaker, Radio Public, Pocket Cast, Spotify, and Google Podcasts. Also, subscribe to the Neighborhood Medical Center YouTube channel. With these videos, like, comment, and subscribe and share. That way more people can get this information. And we'll see y'all next week.
All right.
Bye.
See y'all later.